One of the most common things that I see in practice is the disconnect that we have with our core function and its relationship with our hip flexors. What we know is that the hip flexor itself, which is what I'm talking about here, is the muscles that's involved in lifting the leg up. So this is this big muscle which attaches from the lower back, the levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it comes down into the center, right at the internal part of your hip. So this allows us to lift our leg up and control our function, helps us with walking, etc., etc. But it's a stabilizing muscle that gets involved and activated when the low back's in trouble. Because it attaches to all those levels, it creates a strong strut, stabilizing all those segments. So if there are any segments that are involved in any dysfunction, or maybe there's some pressure in relationship with the discs, all those little fibers actually embed into each segment, into the disc itself, and can actually decompress the disc when this muscle is activated. So importantly, when we're experiencing back problems or like some twisting through the pelvis or an issue in regards to our lumbar spine and the segments which are involved, this guy turns on hard and fast. So a lot of the aches and stiffness or that stretch that we kind of feel like we can't stand up tall anymore is that guy that's involved. It's this hip flexor, our psoas and iliacus, which comes around to the front, but particularly our psoas. So what's also common is that we sit for a long part of the day, and if for those that are sitting, this is in a shortened state, and when it's in a shortened state for a long period of time and the muscle contracts and it stays like that, and again it pulls on our spines, it makes us feel stiff and achy through there. So importantly, we like to go through some strategies today about what we can do to release and relax that out. But there is an important condition in regards to how we act and stretch this muscle, right? So we're all familiar with the lunge stretch. Now let me show you that for you here. Right, so this is a lunge stretch, right? So we're kind of kneeling forward, like one knee down on the ground, the other one's kind of stepping forward. But the condition with this is, like you're kind of seeing through here, right, is the state of the pelvis, right? I want you to imagine of like tipping your pelvis backwards as you move into that position rather than forwards and leaning that in, increasing the curve in your spine. If we can tip our pelvis backwards, stabilize that lower back, we won't create more further injury and trauma to our lower lumbar discs. So when we're stretching that hip flexor out, which is really important, giving that a little bit of ease, taking that kind of pressure off that lower back, we tip the pelvis back, then we lean forward, and you should feel that through the front of your leg and the front of your hip straight away. If you've got any questions, try that at home, making sure that we tip the pelvis back, kneeling down, standing up nice and tall, and you should feel a nice even stretch down the front of your leg and into the top of your hip. Try that at home. Speak to you later. Bye.